Forget everything you thought you knew about our offensive line. I'm Ethan Carter, and what's going on behind the scenes with the Seahawks is this mix of genius and pure insanity that needs to be said out loud. While the media is celebrating these preseason wins, the real war is being fought in the trenches, far from the eyes of the average fan. We are witnessing a hell of a gamble from John Schneider that could either define our future or sink us for good. A guard is rising from the ashes. A pipe dream named Micah Parsons is haunting us, and a name nobody expected is rewriting the future of our offense. So the question is, are we actually building a new monster in Seattle, or are we just shuffling the deck chairs on a broken-down engine? The very foundation is shifting, and the first piece to fall is gonna surprise you. All right, my fellow Seattle Seahawks fans, before we get into the nitty-gritty of this Monday's news, just a quick favor to ask. If you're watching the Seahawks Insider Report and you dig our analysis but you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. It's a huge help for the channel and it allows our community of Seahawks fans to keep on growing. Thanks a ton for the support. The comeback nobody asked for is about to cost a young guy his job. Let's be brutally honest. Anthony Bradford was a walking disaster, a penalty machine who gave up pressures that absolutely cost us games. I remember screaming at my TV in 2024, begging them to get him off the field. And now, under John Benton, the guy looks like a freaking all-pro in the preseason, a bulldozer in the run game without a single penalty in 2 games. It's unbelievable. It's the kind of turnaround that makes you question everything. Is Benton a miracle worker? Let me know in the comments, are you buying this transformation or is it just preseason fool's gold? Because this redemption comes at a price, and his name is Sataoa Laumea. While Bradford is soaring, Laumea is in a total freefall, looking like a lost rookie. He wasn't just bad at right guard. The attempt to salvage him as a backup at left guard was a complete horror show. 2 penalties, pressures given up, and run blocking that looked like it was made of paper. He's even getting outplayed by the rookie Bryce Campbell-Dew. The raw, painful truth is that Laumea looks like the weak link that's about to get cut. This is the harsh reality of the NFL under a new regime that has zero tolerance for mediocrity. Christian Haynes, another disappointment, will probably hang on to a roster spot because of his versatility and draft status, but his performance has been painful to watch, just lost out there. So what we have is a starter reborn from the ashes and a cliff drop right behind him. For the first time in years, we have what looks like a sure thing at right guard, but it was built on the wreckage of another player's career. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but maybe a necessary one. And that ruthless logic gets me thinking, if we're willing to be this cold-blooded to fix the gut of our O-line, what would John Schneider be willing to do to bring a weapon of mass destruction to our defense? Is there any limit to this aggression? Yeah, right. We're not getting Micah Parsons. It's a stupid dream, a desperate fan's pipe dream. Or is it? Because the smoke coming out of Dallas is turning into a wildfire. Jerry Jones and his star player are in the middle of a messy public divorce, and when that happens, the impossible suddenly becomes possible. Yeah, the chance is maybe 20%, but it ain't zero. Remember Khalil Mack? Nobody thought the Raiders would actually trade him until they did. And we have an ace up our sleeve that nobody's talking about. Parsons' connection with our DC, Aiden Durda. Durda was his D-line coach, the architect who helped mold him into this monster. Parsons loves the guy, credits him for a huge part of his success. This isn't just a rumor. It's a real, powerful connection. Now imagine the mind of Mike McDonald, a defensive genius, with a weapon like Parsons at his disposal. That's like giving nuclear launch codes to a 4-star general. Our defense, which already looks promising, would instantly become an elite unit, a nightmare for every offense in the league, bringing back memories of that legion of old. But let's pump the brakes, the cost. We're talking 2 first-round picks, minimum, maybe more. You're selling the farm, and after you sell it, you've got to pay the mortgage. A contract that would absolutely clear $40 million a year. You, the veteran fan, are you signing that check? Drop a comment, I need to know what you think. It's a risk that could cripple the franchise for a decade if it goes wrong. Look at the facts. Of the 10 highest paid defenders, very few even make it to the Super Bowl. A week ago, I would have said, no way. But now, after seeing what Clint Kubiak is building on offense, a physical steamroller, a team that wants to punch you in the mouth for 4 quarters. The vision has changed. An offense like that, paired with a defense led by Parsons, isn't just a good team. That's a championship formula. Landing a monster like Parsons only makes sense if our own house is in order, if the foundation is solid, and that solidity is coming from where we least expected, not from stars or first-round picks, but from a guy nobody even noticed, who is quietly becoming the new brain and the anchor of our entire offensive line. You won't believe his story. Remember when the center of our universe was Max Unger or Robbie Tobeck? Guys who were the glue of the team, the brains of the whole operation in the trenches? Well, get ready, because history might be repeating itself with a complete unknown who is stealing the show. The story of Jalen Sundell is straight out of a movie. Picture this. The guy's in the tunnel at Lumen Field, standing next to his best friend and college teammate from North Dakota State, Gray Zabel, about to play in his first NFL game. They just hug amidst the deafening roar of the 12s, in total disbelief. That chemistry, forged in college championships, is now at the very heart of our offensive line. Olu Oluwatimi's injury opened the door, and Sundell didn't just walk through it. He kicked the damn thing down. The coaches are raving. What they see is a 6'5", 300-plus-pound athlete moving with the agility of a tight end, executing Clint Kubiak's outside zone system with a perfection that's just absurd for a guy who was a forgotten backup. He's running off the ball, as McDonald says, getting to the second level and just deleting linebackers, opening up running lanes that simply didn't exist last year when we were the 29th ranked rushing team in the league. This is no fluke. Sundell himself said Benton's system is so precise, so detailed, there's a rule for every possible situation. It's the polar opposite of the chaos we've been living with. Now, Oluwatimi is coming back to practice, but guess who's still taking the snaps with the ones? Sundell. And this creates a fantastic dilemma for the coaches. Do you go back to the drafted guy, last year's starter, or do you ride the hot hand with the undrafted kid who fits the new scheme like a glove and is elevating everyone around him? Answer me this, Hawks fans. If you're the coach, what's your move? Do you stick with Sundell or give the job back to Oluwatimi out of obligation? This bison chemistry on the left side and in the center is forging a new identity for us. It's a solid foundation built on meritocracy. When you put all the pieces together, the picture is crystal clear. This is not Pete Carroll's team anymore. The meteoric rise of Sundell, the resurrection of Bradford at the expense of others, and the mere consideration of a seismic move like a trade for Parsons all point in one direction. The era of blind loyalty and patient development is over. Welcome to the era of Mike McDonald's calculated brutality, where today's performance erases yesterday's investment. We are evolving into something colder, more efficient. But is this new identity sustainable? After everything we've lived through, from Largent to the Legion of Boom, do you feel that in the air? That sense that something special is brewing? Or is it just the smoke from another rebuild that might lead to nothing? Leave your honest opinion below. We, the old guard, we need to talk about this.